Hi, my name is Barbara, sobriety coach, recovery coach. I was thinking about my sobriety journey and some more that I want to share with you. And this is about vulnerability. One of the things that, if you were like me, it was hard for me to be vulnerable with people because the crowd that I used to run with back in the day and what I was into back in the day, that was not a good thing to do. It wasn't a good thing to be vulnerable, sharing your emotions, sharing your feelings, sharing your thoughts. You didn't do those things. And if you did, people thought you were crazy. So I had to break out of that and to relearn the importance of being vulnerable. Now, not everybody deserves my vulnerability. Not everybody deserves to hear my thoughts or know what's going on with me or what's happening with me because they're not my friend or they're not my counselor or therapist or someone like that. And so I had to learn the differences between all these people because sometimes we use the word friend so loosely. And I had to realize that I got to pick and choose. I get to do that, to pick and choose who I want to be vulnerable around and who I think is able to hold that vulnerability that I might have and be able to sit with that with me. And so I invite you also to think about that because not everybody is, able to do that. And there are people that perhaps you shouldn't be vulnerable with because some people try to use vulnerability against you or against other people, and that's not good. So be careful and choose wisely. Sometimes it's good to have that counselor or therapist or sobriety coach who you can be honest and with and who you can be vulnerable with, rather than just some random person or someone you can't trust. So, but being vulnerable in sobriety is important because the more vulnerable you can be, sharing your feelings, sharing your thoughts, sharing your fears, your concerns, how you're thinking about this or that, the more someone can be helpful to you, the more someone can share with you where they are with that and what they used in terms of techniques or healthy ways of dealing with, certain things. So being vulnerable is an important part of sobriety, but only when you do that with the appropriate person, right? Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments about what your thoughts are about vulnerability or being vulnerable in sobriety. And like I said, I'm here to help. Let me know if you want a consultation. My name is Barbara, sobriety coach, recovery coach. Peace and blessings.